Chapter 1 of The Law and the Lady. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Wiebke Müller. The Law and the Lady by Wilkie Collins. Chapter 1. Note addressed to the Reader. In offering this book to you, I have no preface to write. I have only to request that you will bear in mind certain established truths, which occasionally escape your memory when you are reading a work of fiction. Be pleased then to remember, first, that the actions of human beings are not invariably governed by the laws of pure reason. Secondly, that we are by no means always in the habit of bestowing our love on the objects which are the most deserving of it, in the opinions of our friends. Thirdly, and lastly, that characters which may not have appeared, and events which may not have taken place, within the limits of our own individual experience, may nevertheless be perfectly natural characters, and perfectly probable events, for all that. Having said these few words, I have said all that seems to be necessary at the present time, in presenting my new story to your notice. W.C. London, February 1st, 1875. The Law and the Lady. Part 1. Paradise Lost. Chapter 1. The Bride's Mistake. For after this manner in the old time the holy women also who trusted in God adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands; even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord: whose daughters ye are as long as ye do well, and are not afraid with any amazement. Concluding the marriage service of the Church of England in those well-known words, my uncle Starkweather shut up his book, and looked at me across the altar rails, with a hearty expression of interest on his broad red face. At the same time, my aunt, Mrs. Starkweather, standing by my side, tapped me smartly on the shoulder, and said, "Valeria, you are married." Where were my thoughts? What had become of my attention? I was too bewildered to know. I started and looked at my new husband. He seemed to be almost as much bewildered as I was. The same thought had, as I believe, occurred to us both at the same moment. Was it really possible, in spite of his mother's opposition to our marriage, that we were man and wife? My aunt Starkweather settled the question by a second tap on my shoulder. "Take his arm," she whispered, in a tone of a woman who had lost all patience with me. I took his arm. "Follow your uncle." Holding fast by my husband's arm, I followed my uncle and the curate who had assisted him at the marriage. The two clergymen led us into the vestry. The church was in one of the dreary
Sample complete. Ready to continue?